Please welcome to the blue corner, Gavin Cesineros.
Gavin Cesineros, 5'3", first time inside the Fury MC cage as an amateur. Has been fighting since 2019. All of his wins are decisions. His last loss was in October of 2022 via armbar. Trying to get back in the winning way. Had a 3-fight win streak for a while. Probably one of his last amateur fights here, if not the last one, with that 5-3 record.
Yeah, and typically whenever you see, Alex, and tell me if you agree with me, but typically whenever you see an amateur with 8 fights and with 5 wins, and all 5 wins are decisions, usually means that they're very calculated, don't take a lot of chances. You know, they don't get in trouble a lot. You know, it just seems to, and if they do get into a clinch, you know, he's lost by armbar, he's lost by a couple different ways, but it just seems like on those wins, the fights he wins, if he controls the pace, he controls the distance, and kind of plays it safe, that he's going to get a win there.
Well, he's also only 21. This being his 9th fight at the age of 21, I mean, that's a lot of experience. But we had a clash of physical attributes here. I mean, Cesineros 5'8", you know, not the shortest for the lightweight, not the heaviest, or not the tallest. But Ryan James' opponent's 6'1", very rangy, very explosive. I believe Cesineros is going to have his work cut out for him tonight if he wants to improve his record to a strong amateur 6-3.
All right, Gavin is inside, so let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Ryan James.
Ryan James, 3rd time fighting for us here at Fury Amateur. Made his debut at MC 71 in November, where he got a split decision win over Rodrigo Barrera. Then got a win over Joe Hendershot at Fury Amateur Series 41 in January. Ryan James is a maniac. He just keeps pushing forward.
Yeah, looking at him, you know, he went at 155. He looks like a big lightweight, and his previous fights were all at 45. I mean, this is about as big as a featherweight honestly gets. I mean, looks like a good-sized lightweight. He's undefeated at 2-0. This will be a fun fight.
Yeah, and especially at 6'1", you know, you got to wonder, you know, you look at the reach advantage, the height advantage, and, you know, kind of both of those leaning in come into play. You know, a 3-inch reach advantage and a 3-inch height advantage could turn into a 6-inch reach advantage very, very quick. You know, kind of depending on how the fighter fights, you got to wonder how the much shorter fighter is going to deal with that length.
I mean, James is 5 inches taller than Cesineros. His reach almost 10 inches longer.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's aggressive, and he's a striker, you know, so.
And he has wild eyes. He looks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You see our trailer tape for this 150 catch weight bout. Let's go inside to Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, he weighed in officially at 153.8 pounds. Fighting out of San Angelo, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 5 wins, 3 losses. This is El Ultimo Dragon, Gavin Cesineros. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, he weighed in at a perfect 155 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Long Island, New York, he holds a perfect amateur record of 2 wins, no losses. This is Ryan James. Your referee in charge, Joel Ojeda.
All right, Joel Ojeda inside. Ryan James with the red gloves, blue for Cesineros. El Ultimo Dragon. If you really want to put some pizzazz on it, El Ultimo Dragon.
And if I was the Ultimo Dragon, I would be doing exactly this. I mean, you know, he was kind of trying to throw some kicks, some high kicks there, and you know, he's being that much shorter and that much less reach. He was going to have to be extremely close for any of those to land.
Yeah, the Ultimate Dragon threw a pretty big overhand right, which allowed her to shoot in for this double. Nice little knee there from James. It's for the James, you know, fight camp. A lot of them, you know, are strikers, but they all end up wrestling and grappling quite a bit in their fights.
Yeah, that's the thing that, you know, and that's why you have to be well-rounded in MMA, Alex. As you know, I mean, if you're a great striker, not many people want to strike with you. They're going to wrestle with you, and so just by proxy, your wrestling just gets better.
Yeah,
because people just don't want to. They don't want to fight with you. They don't want to stand up with you. James leaving his head out there just a little bit.
Good knee from El Ultimo Dragon.
Those elbows to the legs, they may not look like much. They don't feel great at all.
Man, depending on where those land, I mean, you hit the edge of that kneecap or something with that elbow, and
Thin, soft tissue.
Yeah. Man, just say, I can feel that right as I said it. I feel like he just hit me there.
James in on a single. Not quite his forte. Looks to break off and punch. More so his forte. Cesineros has found some success and some openings with his big right hook.
A slip there by Brian James. Oh, a big punch doled out there by Cesineros.
Yeah, good ground and pound here from Cesineros. Great positioning. He's in a little bit of an odd position here. He needs a punch so he can, you know, occupy Brian James with those punches so he can improve his position, because and I'm kind of surprised if he wanted to get back up, Alex. He was having some luck there.
Yeah, and it was a close round for him to kind of stay on top and punch inside of the guard and even stay standing. Would have been beneficial for, like, round control time. Oh, big left-hander from James. Ooh, a little shin clash. Doesn't feel good for anybody. James with a big counter hook, jumping front kick.
I've never seen fighters exchange jumping front kicks back to back with no strikes between. You see James has got his head around the neck here. But again, I really like that, Alex. You know, anytime that elbow gets elevated above the shoulder, that arm's become pretty weak. So he kept him short. And, you know, like we said, he's much taller, so he kept him short there.
See that big right hook, set him for a double leg. Both guys have had moments in this first round. Honestly, a pretty hard round to score.
Yeah, I mean,
Hammerfist was maybe the best strike of the round.
Yeah, and you know, I believe if he would have struck from there a little bit, he could have held that position a little longer. See there's a few exchanges of the flying front kicks there.
Hey, good first round, entertaining.
Yeah, kind of testing the guys at range, testing them in the pocket, testing them on the ground. Kind of like a jumping switch knee out of range, so it became a fake into a double leg. Interesting mixture of techniques there.
Yeah, he did an interesting hand position too on that double leg, and you know, he kind of bailed on it, but you know, I think he thought he could pull the leg out with a hand like that, but you know, not likely to work out. Cesineros now, you know, up against the cage. I think this is where he should have the most success. I mean, you know, kind of pinning him up against the cage, doing some dirty boxing from here, kind of wearing him out, making him carry his weight. He's got to be careful, those long limbs. Yeah. Brian James.
He's framing pretty well with him. Throws a back fist. Nice high kick there from Gavin. Doesn't really mean its mark. Nice little inside kick there from James. The size difference is really giving Gavin some trouble. Still in good strikes, but they're not really meeting their mark. Tried to kind of bomb in with the right hand after a jab there.
Yeah, I believe if I think Brian James can wear him out with that jab. I don't think he's using that enough. Just kind of throw it out there and just touch him on the chin with it, you know, as much as you can. I mean, I feel like he would wear him out.
Cesineros just timing all of his attacks.
Yeah, no one has really completed a good takedown. It was a slip earlier in round 1. But, you know, both guys are having the majority of their success with their strikes.
And Cesineros is really good at cutting off the cage, too. When he wants to move forward and, you know, when James is kind of moving around the cage, Cesineros is doing a good job of cutting him off. He's not chasing him.
I don't know why Cesineros was trying to head kick him so much. I mean, if anything, you know, find the right hand. It was right there.
Yeah, that head's way up there.
Kick to the mountains. Obviously, 8 fights, 9-1 for Cesineros, as we mentioned, but 6 of them going the distance, so a lot of cage time for this amateur.
So that was a well-timed double. He's got his hands connected, hits the finish.
Yeah, Brian James has got that head locked up. He does have it underneath the chin, but he doesn't have his hands together right now.
James uses it to get up. That was good. Good timing right there. Pummel for action.
Yeah, another nice round from both guys, really. Cesineros with a big takedown. Again, I think Brian James landed the better punches, but very even fight so far.
Yeah, Brian James kind of does this. In his first fight, it was a split. In his second fight, it was a split. In this third fight, you know, James is so long, he's explosive, but he doesn't quite have his, like, offensive style dialed in. So there's really good attempts, but not a lot of action landings. Now, you did see Gavin did score the double leg, but he didn't stay on top for very long.
Yeah, you can see in this position, you know, there was a 2-on-1 on the wrist, and, you know, because James was able to, you know, he kind of use that to be able to stand up, but even though his arm was around the neck, Cesineros had 2-on-1 on the wrist. He probably should have, you know, let go of one of those hands and try to control him on the ground a little bit, maybe get him a little flatter on his back, but nevertheless, he scores a takedown, but probably evened out by the damage done by Brian James, so very tough round to call.
Good aggressive start for El Ultimo Dragon.
Gavin's shooting a lot, but he's just doing it from so far away. I mean, you can see James's right underhook. Actually, Cesineros did a good job kind of chain wrestling, scooped his grip out.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if he's going to try to pull that leg out, he's got to release the weight off of him a little bit. He's kind of holding him down and kind of dragging him down, putting weight on that leg and then trying to move it.
There's a cool one you can, like, shoulder check him. And then once the cage kind of takes your weight, you scoop the ankle out. James in on a guillotine.
Yeah, if he jumps this is going to be trouble.
His left arm's a bit out of position. It's a good little knee punch on the break.
And also, Brian James' mouthpiece looks very uncomfortable.
He's going for the guillotine again. Same thing as the support hands, not in the best position.
Yeah, and also that elbow is higher than the shoulder, which is going to make that arm really, really weak. You got to get that down. That elbow's got to be below the shoulder to get maximum strength out of it. This is going to be very difficult. This will be very difficult for anyone to finish. I feel like if he stands up, though, he's got a chance. He kind of stands up and turns his body to the left.
It's a slightly better position. I think Gavin's just too tall.
Yeah, I feel like he could trip him and, you know, kind of wrap around that outside leg and kind of throw him back. He's got a hand around the waist.
Man, that is such an uncomfortable position.
Yeah, it's like tolerable now. I think what Gavin's worried about is if James can get like lower body control or a better angle.
Now they go back to center. It's that high kick again from El Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah, I wonder what his corner saw there and what they're thinking when those high kicks. I wonder if they, thought because his hands are a little lower that, maybe they could land it. But, man, like I said, he's got to be so close for that. He's really not setting him up. He's kind of just throwing him from, just throwing them by themselves. No feints.
Good left-hander from James.
And good finish here. Right when I say it, we go up against the cage in the clinch. But it looked like for a second we were going to get a good little flurry to end this fight. We'll go to the judges' scorecards.
I would not be surprised if Brian James sees a third split decision, maybe even a win in his career. To have 3 wins by 3 splits would be an anomaly. I mean, really statistically unlikely.
Yeah, and I mean, we said that about Cesineros, that, about taking chances and having that many decisions. And, I mean, he was the one taking the chances in this fight. And, I'm kind of surprised that Brian James was so conservative in there. I think he did win the better exchanges in the striking, but, lost the wrestling and lost the dirty boxing. But still, neither guy did a ton of damage. I mean, you're looking at both guys, and it looked like they were in a jiu-jitsu round and not necessarily an MMA fight. But both guys look like they're no worse for the wear coming out of this fight, so that's good. Means they could get right back in there next month or next show, whatever. But really tough fight to call, Alex. I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, we typically get to know these judges and we kind of know their tendencies and kind of what they do, but this is going to be very, very difficult.
All right, Wayne is inside, so let's see how the judges scored this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision brought to you by OnlyFans. With scores of 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28, your winner by unanimous decision, Brian James.
All right, congratulations to Brian James. Moves this record to 3-0. We are going to head to UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We've got 2 titles on the line. The rest of these prelim fights will be swing bouts after that broadcast, but we will see you at UFC Fight Pass in about 30 minutes.